Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. I was finally, getting out in some decent mileage with the car. Felt amazing. Felt a lot of downforce, and of course, there's some issues as a team we still have to solve. But everything is working on the right way. And from my side, I think I still need sometimes to be adapting more and more. But for the start, I'm reasonably pleased with the job we done so far at the first test. But yeah, there will be plenty of work to be going behind the scenes before the first race. Yeah, I mean, testing, of course, in Barcelona is a track all the F1 teams always comes to. It's a track have a medium, high downforce, and you really can see, especially with the new generation of the cars, how they behave for that high-speed corners and the downforce behavior. And yeah, it's super intense testing, of course, and we try to learn everything we could in every time we go out. And in Formula One, every little things matters in this sport. And yeah, the team been pushing hard since the winter, and we are still going to keep pushing during the season. But overall, I'm quite happy and quite good to be here. Yeah, firstly, I think I need time to be adapting, to be up to the speed. But it will come just with more races. But I won't put in too much pressure on myself. But of course, my optimal goals for this season will be hopefully get some decent points finished for the team, and then hopefully to keep improving the car, keep developing the car together with my teammate and also together with all the crew around me. And I think to have a strong package race by race to be improving, that's the main target. Of course, if everything comes together, finishing the points in the races, that'll be a reward for all of us. Yeah, I mean, firstly, I think it's good, to be working with two very experienced drivers, and two drivers has been very good also in terms of speed. So as a rookie, for me, it's always great to have them, and we already chat many hours, many times about how we feel the car, what's the problem, what's the positive side of things. And yeah, it's nice, of course, me coming from everything is new for me, and having them, together working is always great to have more knowledge about the car, about Formula One, and then they use their experience, to helping the team move forward. And definitely exciting, to be also join the path, and really looking forward to the whole season working together. Yes, I mean, my first very memory about karting is going back to home, in China. When I first time drove a go-kart, it was pretty insane because I was actually scared of jumping in the car because I felt the speed of everything. But then the first time I jumped in the car, I absolutely loved it. It's like, it didn't feel like it was my first time. When you look at it, it was just like everything comes a bit more natural. And then since then, I've been going there all the time, and then I started my racing career. It was Fernando Alonso. So when I was a little kid, when I watched the first ever Grand Prix, the Chinese Grand Prix 2004, I don't know nothing about that, but I really liked him. And 2005, this was a picture of me in Formula One. I was holding his flag, I was supporting him. And then since then, he was always that somebody I want to be maybe one day as good as him in the sports. And yeah, of course, I had a great, honor to be working with him in the past in a different team, and sharing experience together, sharing time together. Yeah, I think he's always a good guy, and he helped me during my career so far. So, yeah. Yeah, my first win is actually in Italy, in Monza, in Formula 4, where I won all 3 races in one weekend. So that was pretty impressive. And I think the most important part is that, when you go onto the podium that you watch on TV of Formula One drivers, and then you're on the same podium, and then of course, we wasn't in the same weekend, but the podium still looks similar or the same. And then to having, of course, the Chinese flag on top, listen to my country, Chinese anthem, is always something very proud moment. And that's something we love. And also spray the champagne. You know, it's just like, you know, when you do all this hard work, that's the reward we get, and it's always an enjoyable moment. I feel a lot of support because before I signed or announced the drive for this year, there was a lot of challenge, a lot of pressure on me because it was basically the hope, you know, that if I couldn't become Formula 1 driver, I don't think there will be any Chinese driver in the next 5 to 10 years. And I really want to make that breakthrough in terms of helping the country development the motorsports. And I want, you know, everyone in China to know motorsports, and you have to someone to be in the Formula 1 to do so. And yeah, since I achieved that dream, that goal, and it's been very supportive from back home. Very great to have their support, and it will be amazing that one day I can race in front of my home crowd in Shanghai for the Chinese company. Yeah, I think firstly I look forward to Austin, Miami, and Singapore. All this track is you know, these tracks, 2 of them is very special, and Singapore is very close to my home. And hopefully by then, you know, people back home can travel without restrictions, and having their support on track will be amazing. And yes, all these tracks are new for me. That's why it always gets me more excitement.